layoffs, divorce, medical catastrophe, even death of a loved one. Bad things that happen to good people, leaving them with insurmountable debt, facing foreclosure and even bankruptcy.
6 months down the road, being unemployed puts you in a financial situation where the bills are still coming in, the outlay is still going out, but the income is not there.
We got into a house that we couldn't afford. We got a great deal on it, but it was still a house we couldn't afford.
It started with because of the separation, the divorce. It wasn't that it cost me money, it was that I had to pay for 2 households, which it was money I didn't have, so I was getting more and more in debt.
My husband did sit me down and say, you have a serious problem, and if you don't get help, I'm going to leave.
The nonprofit Consumer Credit Counseling Service provides the help and hope families need to overcome these challenges. Sadly, the last few years, we've operated more like a financial emergency room, and everyone is coming to us needing financial triage.
We were somewhat ashamed to be 2 people with a good education whose parents hadn't squandered money.
After a while, your self-worth becomes an issue. You start thinking, well, am I not good enough to get another job?
We had 8 cards with balances varying from a low of $500 to a high of $16,000.
We got to be about $60,000 of debt. We were still able to make our payments, but the interest was starting to really kill us.
Today, as people call CCCS, they're talking about basic survival. How do I provide food for my family? Talking about how do I save my home from foreclosure?
I called the mortgage company and they said that I needed to come up with $15,000 to get the mortgage back. So the house was foreclosed. It was like I didn't know if I was going to be able to make it.
I felt like, as the man, that I had failed.
Desperate times sometimes call for desperate measures, and there are many consumers who don't really know where to turn.
We've been serving the community since 1974, helping people with free budget and credit counseling and critical financial education that they need to overcome any financial adversity.
The mission of Consumer Credit Counseling Service is to truly be that financial partner with individuals and families to help them become better financial managers, and I like to think to help provide a different vision for their economic future, a vision of freedom and of independence.
At CCCS, we provide 5 lines of service: budget and credit counseling, housing counseling, financial education, debt management, and bankruptcy counseling and education.
We believe that sound financial management helps individuals and families prevent and solve crises.
And I think the impact, again, is to give them tools, to give them knowledge, to give them a roadmap, to give them, again, a sense of hope. I think when people are really down and out, what we give back to them is a sense of dignity and a sense of self-worth and a sense of comfort.
An important role for CCCS to play, and that they've done an excellent job over the years, is to be the trusted source that people go to when they need help for their financial well-being.
CCCS truly provides holistic counseling, and each caring counselor helps establish personal goals and an action plan to make those goals a reality.
So, ¿cuántos pesos ya perdí de su?
She took the time to listen to me and go over all the problems I've been having and how much of debt I did have, and to work with the budget with me. Because of Consumer Credit Counseling Services, I can smile again.
I discovered there were many people that I knew that were using the services of CCCS, including family members. And it was so important to them, and it made such a difference in their lives, that I just thought, this is something that I need to be involved in and want to support, because it just is life-changing.
If you're facing extended unemployment or foreclosure, there's no better place than turning to CCCS.
CCCS touches so many lives spiraling out of control, desperate for direction, like Sherry.
Well, I had moved back to Dallas from Waco to take care of my elderly mother, and I had an older brother that was mentally disabled, and my mom had contracted lung cancer. Cancer is very expensive, and the money was gone. So I took care of her, took care of my brother, and after my mother passed away, I found out she had no life insurance. So I had to charge her funeral on my Visa bill. It seemed like things just started to spiral out of control.
Like many, Sherry thought she could refinance her way out of trouble with an adjustable rate mortgage, only to see her problems get worse.
Then the arm went up. It went up over $270. So things just got really tight. The bills, I was just barely making it. I didn't know how to go about getting help.
Sherry's brother was a handful, both schizophrenic and diabetic, but she managed. Then the unspeakable occurred.
He and I were Christmas shopping at Walmart, and he dropped dead from an aneurysm. It was the worst day of my life.
We truly see people at their greatest time of need. In Sherry's case, we helped her regain control in her life and rebuild her confidence so she could take her next steps.
I felt like a ton had been lifted off me once I left the building. I had a direction, I had help, and I'm getting out of debt. That's wonderful.
Consumer Credit Counseling Service is a critical community financial safety net, and we need your support.
By investing in CCCS, you're bringing stability to individuals and families, and in turn, stability to your community.
I felt like I was taking control of my life, probably for the first time ever. And it felt good. It felt good as a woman, it felt good as a mom, it felt good as a wife, and it was probably the beginning of who I am today.
But if you don't have the courage to change it within yourself, it's not going to happen.
This has been the hardest years of my life, so when I'm debt-free, oh my goodness.
I'm seeing some light at the end of the tunnel, and it feels really, really good.
Nothing can possibly feel as good as being debt-free.
If you're in trouble, call CCCS today.
Thank you, CCCS. We did it.
Thanks, CCCS, for helping us have a debt-free future.
We hope you will share our mission and support our commitment to financial literacy.
Consumer Credit Counseling Service. Together, we can achieve hope and financial freedom.